ladies and gentlemen. The next episode you're about to hear was previously recorded.
My doctor, God, back from the dead.
It's good to see you, man. Yeah,
I threw up a lot in the last 24 hours.
It's crazy because I had the exact same thing, a week ago probably? And then my girlfriend Melissa had it just days before that I did. So when you told me that you were experiencing food poisoning, I'm like, oh, hold on. I know this.
Yeah, there was a fever on the back end of it, so maybe you're right.
What'd you get up to, like 99?
I don't know. I didn't have I had nothing. I was just, and here's the crazy thing.
Until yours truly stepped in.
Dude, this guy, I've already said, like, the last person you would expect is a guy from Five Finger Death Punch to help you move.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I've got a guy from Five Finger Death Punch sending me a gift bag because I was staying in a hotel here in Vegas, and you sent me a gift bag with crackers and ginger ale and ibuprofen.
Tampons, yeah. Because you're crying like a little bitch over there.
A box of tampons. And I was deathly ill going, what the fuck is it? Fucking tampons?
Yep. You, I figured that I knew how bad I felt when I had the sickness the prior week. And I thought that providing some tampons would be a nice little laugh there for you. Man, I don't know about you, but I had just gotten done fighting with my girlfriend when I got sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, we were fighting about something. I can't remember. She gave me attitude. She's Latina and carries a knife. So that tells you a lot. It's always the spicy ones, you know? But we got
sick after that.
Yeah. We were arguing about something. I don't recall what it was at this point. And then I slowly started feeling queasy. And this was right after I had some pizza and some wings. I'm like, okay, it's probably, I'm guessing the wings most likely. But it was super fast. I mean, like from wing time. Oh, I remember what it was. I was trying to watch.
I think you remember what the fight was.
Yes,
okay.
I do. Yeah, I remember what the fight was. So Kentucky was playing Duke, and you know how much I love Kentucky Wildcats, particularly when it is the biggest college rivalry, one of the biggest college rivalries out there. University of Kentucky versus Duke. I'm still 20 some odd years later, still pissed at Christian Laettner.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't carry resentments very long at all, do I? My resentments are old enough to drink now.
Good for you.
So we were going to watch the game. Actually, I was going to watch the game. She's going to watch it with me. And I was like, yeah, we should get some pizza and, hang out and watch this basketball game. Well, she wanted me to go with her as the game started. I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, and part of the thing is like, my dad and I really bond over Kentucky basketball. So we're both super excited about this. We're texting back and forth. Then she doesn't want to go pick up the pizza. And I was just like, oh, I mean, I guess I could go with you. It's only the biggest college rivalry in all of history. But no, I'll go. She's like, I'm going to go. So I was like, nope, you already gave me attitude. I don't need to see the first half anyway. Cool, we'll get out there. Drove all the way to the pizza place. She's driving like an asshole, driving like me, which is unacceptable unless you are me.
Right? I like it.
Yep. Driving like an asshole. We get to the pizza place. I go in, get it, come back out. Still nothing in the car. She's like quiet. And I'm like, oh, all right. So just mad.
Nothing in the car, like no conversation.
Yeah, no conversation, no nothing. Just be.
Oh, wow. So silent treatment.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Come on now. Again, she carries a knife. What am I going to say?
And is this attitude is in the car because of the conversation that happened in the house when you were like, I don't want to leave?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then she had to go get it. I don't know what else she was dealing with. This is only my perception of the fight.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, but then we got home and I'm like getting ready to warm up the pizza because we had like a long drive to come back. It's like, I'll throw it in the oven real quick, get things ready. And she's like, no, I'll do it. I'm like, no.
She wanted to go get food and then come back to watch the game?
Yeah.
I thought she wanted to go someplace to watch the game and have food.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
you know me. I can't watch Kentucky basketball against Duke in public.
With other people, yeah. No, dude, I totally get that. With the Seahawks, I don't like being in a room where there's anti-Seahawks people.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets on my nerves, and it can affect the game.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, like I'm passionate
Yeah, you are.
about it.
Yep.
I look like a very calm, peaceful gentleman, but at times this look matches how I act. And if Kentucky is losing, that's one of the times I start to elevate a little bit. I'm working on it.
Chris is the guy that I always send to comedian friends of mine, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm going to send a guy to you. Do you mind putting him on the list? His name's Chris Cal. He's a musician. He looks really scary, but he's a sweetheart." Is what I always say. That's the same. Yeah,
Oh,
same text message.
Start, Craig. Start. So we were fighting about that. She'd give me attitude. I just wanted to watch the game. I didn't understand why I had to go with her. Blah blah blah. Water under the bridge. And eventually water out of my rear end straight into the toilet many times. So
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's how it started.
That's what I was afraid of.
I felt the stomach gurgling, felt like a thunderstorm. You could hear it. Thunderstorm going on in my stomach. I'm like, ugh, like I don't feel very good. I think I went to the restroom like 4 times within 30 minutes. And then I came back to the couch and I'm like, okay, I'm hoping that was it. I feel okay. So we're talking, and the most violent projectile vomiting that I've ever had in my life. I was like, oh, here it comes. It was in my mouth. And, like from my couch to the bathroom where I was trying to make it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Now, this part I relate to yesterday.
Yeah, maybe 25 feet probably, I'm guessing.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And thank God that I've got like hardwood ceramic tile floors in the house.
Clean that up.
Yeah. So it was in my mouth. I'm that kid run into the bathroom. Could not make it to the toilet. I didn't make it to the sink, but that's where I ended up. Just, whoa. Thank you, Gil Gardado Extreme Couture, for giving me that core strength. Because I launched that vomit. I never have seen that much come out of me. Again, I think I had 2 slices of pizza, 3 or 4 wings. So that was all coming out.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I mean, just all over the floor and then into the sink, trying to run water, get it in there.
Same.
Melissa,
to all this.
Melissa was right outside the door. She came after I was done, like very violently heaving into the sink. She comes in and was like, I thought I was going to have to take you to the hospital. Like, I've never heard anything like that before. Wow. Yeah. So
this is going to be the grossest episode ever, because now you're inspiring me to go into more detail.
I love it. Yes. See, we're here helping. So if you think you got food poisoning, I have heard that things are going around. After I told that story, I've heard several other people be like, oh yeah, got friends up in Washington, California. Alex over here is talking about it. Yeah. So pay attention. It's very likely not food poisoning. Food poisoning doesn't happen that fast. Generally speaking, you got to have about a 24-hour period.
Oh, yeah.
Before. And this was 30 minutes after I ate. So something was going on, and it was not fun.
I was so sick that I got a list of people, and I'm not joking when I say this. I have a list of people I'm going to call today who got chronic illness, just to check in with them, because it's like, it was that kind of sickness that I was like, oh my God, can you imagine having a chronic situation like that? Like it was for 6 hours from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. when you and I started texting each other.
Mm-hmm.
I was just laying in bed and just like the slightest like wheeze, like I couldn't throw up enough to get it all out of me, and but then I couldn't sleep because I was too nauseous to actually sleep. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like I felt as bad during that. It was about a 24-hour period, maybe 36 hours, but as bad as I did when I caught COVID back in 21, I think it was.
Wow.
I haven't felt that terrible in 4 years roughly. And talk about chronic illness. I was in bed feeling terrible, and I was like, I get how people give up.
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking the same. That's like, why
if I go right now, I've done everything I've ever wanted to do. Yeah. I mean, hell, I'm here on a podcast with Craig Gass, the Beardo and the Weirdo. What else can I do after this? I've done it. Let's get this horseshit over with and move on to the next phase of energy.
I totally get that.
Yeah, but it was
I was
weird.
thinking the same thing about how much pain I was in, and I was being, oh man.
Yep. And that brings me to why I got your tampons.
Yeah. Yeah, the tampons were a nice touch. You also reached out to other people. Apparently you called Carrot Top, because Carrot Top's assistant called me.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, heard you're not feeling good. And I go, Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate you checking on me. And he goes, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I got 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, get a bottle of Jim Beam. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm shopping for alcohol for the dressing room because Carrot Top has like a big party scene in his dressing room. And he goes, yeah, I got, so you okay? All right. Yeah, give me the Jose Cuervo and let me get a couple of those shot glasses. And I was like, well, I appreciate you checking in on me, man. Like, he's putting together party supplies. And I'm like, what's going on over there, man?
Speaking of Carrot Top, I got to see you open up for Carrot Top here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun for me. So thank you for that invite. That was excellent being able to watch that.
I was in much better shape than I am right now. But yeah, dude, that guy, Carrot Top, I remember meeting him like 20 something years ago in an elevator in New York. And he said, he goes, hey man, I'm Carrot Top, man. You should tell Howard I want to come on the show. You want to come on the Howard Stern show? And I go, yeah, I think Howard would love to have you on. And he, I gave him some information to reach out to Gary to send a pitch. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, whatever he wants to talk about. He goes, want to make fun of me? He goes, dude, I mean, come on. I look like this. Come on, man. What? Because you can make fun of this. I don't care. And I was like, dude, I'm totally down with that. And just a nice little exchange. A few years later, we ended up on the roast of Gene Simmons. And he did something on the Gene Simmons roast that comedians just don't do. It was Andrew Dice Clay, Lisa Lampanelli, Ralphie May. It was all these heavy hitter comedians. And then Gene and his family. Danny Bonaducci was there. Paul Rodriguez. And I had a good set. And which is frightening because when, you can't rehearse a roast. You get one shot at it. And it went over well. And I was like, oh, thank God. And then Carrot Top went on 1 or 2 after me. And Carrot Top starts going around the dais. And he goes, Andrew Dice Clay is here. Joke, joke, joke. Chris Kale is here. Joke, joke, whatever. And then he goes, Craig Gass is here. Man, I can't even make fun of you, man. You just fucking killed it. I can't even make fun of you. And I was like, what? And he said that on camera, an established comedian on a roast, on a televised roast. And I was like, holy shit, dude, that was so nice of you. I can't believe you did that for me. And he was like, dude, you killed it, man. And we exchanged phone numbers. And then, over the last 15 years, we check in with each other and he's cool. He did the Super Bowl video with me this year with the Chiefs and the 49ers. And Bert showed up for it. Bert Kreischer showed up in the middle of that video. You can look that up. He's just a nice dude. I just saw while I was in bed, and I mean, that's the one comfort you have in bed. You got your laptop up, trying to find something to watch, keep yourself entertained, and too sick to totally enjoy something. But I saw this preview for, apparently there's a new documentary coming out about Gallagher.
Oh yeah. I saw, I think he posted something about that.
He did.
Yeah.
And Carrot Top's in it, talking about him, which blows my mind because, and I've said this to him many times, so I'm not like saying anything out of school. Gallagher was a dick to Carrot Top.
Yep.
We talked about it after that show.
Did I tell you that I waited on him at the Hard Rock Cafe here in Las Vegas?
No, you waited on Gallagher?
Gallagher, yeah.
And?
It was one of those things. I don't know if he was a dick, but he definitely did not want to be bothered. Someone recognized him as being Gallagher, and he was just incredibly uncomfortable, and it was visible that he did not want people coming over and interacting with him. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I totally get it though. I mean, he's very inconspicuous. I out there smashing watermelons. No one's going to see that. No. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. What a fluke.
Dude, he the thing about that is that for Carrot Top, that was his guy. Like everybody has a dude that they're inspired by.
He's got a great bit about the interaction the first couple of times that he met and got started in comedy as a result of enjoying Gallagher stuff.
Because for Carrot Top, it's Gallagher's the first guy he ever sees doing stand-up comedy. He's like, whoa. And he was telling us, and now I'm feeling bad because now I'm sure. I know he's told these stories before, but he was saying that he told his dad, like, I want to be a stand-up comedian. And his dad said, you're not funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
which inspired me to do comedy.
And so Gallagher's his guy. Gallagher's his guy that makes him want to do it.
Gallagher is essentially Carrot Top's Gene Simmons to me.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Which, Gallagher wasn't my guy, but I understand that relationship. I understand the relationship of like, this is the guy who inspired me. And if you manage to develop a relationship with somebody like, dude, I'm a fan of Gene Simmons. He's been super nice to me. And it's like, wow, it makes me feel like $1 million, including, his singer, Paul Stanley, loves me because he's like, dude, I love that you make fun of Gene. So please
Mhm.
come to the show
Yeah.
and just make fun of him the whole night.
Mm.
And so for Carrot Top, it's Gallagher, and Gallagher is consistently a dick to him. There's a moment in Carrot Top's life where he finally gets on the Tonight Show. Big deal. Tonight Show, he tells Gallagher, hey, man, it's me. Remember I met you and I'm going to be on the Tonight Show. And Gallagher goes, for what? And he goes, stand-up comedy. And Gallagher's reaction is like, when they book me.
Yep. I knew that was coming.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a dick move.
Now, for you young kids, the Tonight Show would essentially be the equivalent of getting on the Joe Rogan show today, or the Beardo and the Weirdo show.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
It really is. It was a powerful thing. And it upset Gallagher. And when I was talking to Jeff last night, Carrot Top's assistant, about how sick I was and how loose my butthole was, we
Tell
talked
me more about that.
Yeah. I mentioned to him, I can't believe that Carrot Top was willing to do, not only willing to do the documentary, but then to just come on and speak glowingly of Gallagher. And Jeff said, well, I think he takes into consideration the fact that in those years that he became friends with Gallagher, Gallagher was not physically doing well.
Mhm.
So he takes that into consideration.
A lot of torn rotator cuffs.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But dude, even if, I don't know, I have a tough time looking past what it is that's making you an asshole to me. Like I can't.
That says a lot about Carrot Top too.
Absolutely.
To be able to come out and be positive. And, you know, I was a waiter at the Hard Rock Cafe, and I have a story about Gallagher being a dick, you know? So for him, knowing that all those stories are out there, finding the good in the man, seeing past whatever, you know, we are tortured artists. You know, there are things going on inside of us that we put into music, into comedy, into podcasts that, it's not, a lot of it's not that pretty, but that's where the art comes from. And for Carrot Top to understand that and to put a positive, paint that picture positively, that's an incredible testament to who Carrot Top is as a human being.
It is, because I can't do the same thing for that guy. I mean, I met him once, and I remember it was something to the effect of, I saw him in a hotel lobby, and I said, "You're Gallagher."
Masturbating with a magazine. Woo!
He said, "How'd you like to spend some time?" And I could not resist.
No wonder you're angry.
He was kind of a dick to me. I said something about, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm standing here. Come on." And then I noticed when Carrot Top showed us the picture of him with Gallagher, it was the exact same pose that Gallagher gave. It, like, literally, I want to get him side by side, because his picture, the pose is the same as mine. Like, all right, like, fake smile, you know?
Yeah.
And but so
do you have a pose that you automatically assume when fans are coming up for you for pictures? Because I got about 3 that I consistently go to.
Yes, and here's the thing is, I don't even care if my eyes are closed. If I know my eyes are closed, I just go, perfect. And I just, you know.
Yeah.
I do you, what's your
well, the one that I usually do is, if I'm looking at the camera, I gesture to them.
Oh yeah.
I do like a wide eye and all that.
I know one of them.
Yeah.
One of them is the hold the beard.
Yep, holding the beard. Yep, I always incorporate the beard in there. But the reason I do that one right there is because out on the road, you don't get a whole lot of sleep. So I felt tired a lot of the time, and I would see pictures. I'm like, ugh, I could see that I am not sleeping well. So by going, I look happier. I look more vibrant. The crow's feet from the eyes disappear. So that's a little tip there from Colonel Kale.
You know what's funny is you're reminding me that a guy came up to me at a show once, and I don't know if you ever had, people will say things to you. You get obviously way more shit like this than I do, but a guy came up to me and he wanted me to autograph a picture that he had taken with me the last time I was in town. And I looked at the picture and I went, wow, look how young I look. And the guy goes, yeah, and that was just 2 years ago. I swear to God, that's what he said.
Life on the road's rough. It really is. I remember, I think my sister, when I first joined the band, I mean, this is 13 years ago, roughly. And I sent her a picture of me somewhere. She's like, ugh, you look tired.
Whoa.
Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate it. Yep.
So you sent it to her like, hey, I'm a rock star. And she replied, you look tired?
You look tired. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Of course, I was, also drinking at that point. I don't think I graduated into the other substances that made me eventually get sober. But,
so funny because
all that on the road, it takes a toll for sure.
Yeah. It's funny because as sick as I was yesterday, I asked you, have you ever been sick on the road? Have you to where it interrupts your gig?
Yep.
And you said,
yep. I go, does overdosing on meth count? Yep.
What a horrifying, after being deathly ill for 24 hours, thinking of a self-chosen deathly ill is insane. You overdosed on meth?
Yeah. I don't know if I overdosed, but it's like people know that I used to love the other white powder back in the day.
Were you more of a meth guy than coke?
No, hell no. This was the one time I did it, and I did it on accident, thinking it was coke.
I've done that before.
Oh, yeah. I was asking for it. Someone brought it. As soon as it hit my nose, I was like, what is this?
Oh, shit.
Burn. I was like, oh, my God.
Tears in your eyes.
Heart immediately elevated. And just, I was like, this is not good. This is not going to be good. I was messed up for 3 days, probably. Oh. Yeah. I did it the night before a show. Thought I was going to be fine the next day. And I was afraid that my heart was so elevated that if I got up on stage, I was going to have a heart attack on stage and die in front of everybody. That's how terrible I felt.
And you still didn't quit.
No, I did the one line and I was done.
Right.
Yeah. So, after that, we'll get to that part. Cause thank the U.S. medical system for.
This happened in the United States.
Oh,
yeah. You had the meth.
Yep.
Right.
So I remember just laying in bed. We had a security guy with us at that point who was also medically trained. So he came in and was like checking my pulse, my blood pressure, all that stuff. He's like, dude,
how convenient is that? You have a security guy who also is part-time doctor.
Yeah, military guy who, he was a wonderful dude. Travis, thank you for making sure that I didn't die those 3 days because I thought I was going to.
You think in the back of his mind, this guy who's military doctor guy walks up to the rock star who's overdosing on drugs and goes, yeah, I'll check you.
Absolutely. He hated us. He hated us. Yeah. We
guys living the life like a bunch of pieces of shit.
Yeah. He hated us.
Wow.
I still keep in contact with him too. He's a funny dude. So he's checking on me. I get to the venue. And again, I was hiding my drugs and alcohol use at that point. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. People are going to find out that I'm out here doing this. And my old tech, Darren, said that when I walked up to the stage, I looked like Ozzy Osbourne, like that slow, like, ooh. Yeah. And he was like, what is going on? Yeah. So I'm just like shuffling up the stage. I'm like, this, I know. And I think someone else, maybe a paramedic or something, saw me and was like, you need to go back to the dressing room. We need to check on you. So go back there.
I'm fine.
This is funny. So I'm in there on in the dressing room, laying down. They come in, they take my blood pressure, and the fear of God instantly enters you when a paramedic who has seen everything looks you directly in the eye and goes, you need to go to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like right now or after the show? Wow. I was still going to try to do the show in this condition. Yeah. He goes, right now.
Wow.
So this tells you how quickly and how easily one can be replaced. Jeremy, our old drummer, is I love the dude, is sitting in there watching everything happen. When they get word that I'm not going to be able to do the show, Jeremy's like, so he's not going to be able to do the show? Dude, where's your vest? They gave...
No!
We call it the Injustice for All shows because a fill-in, he came in, one of our crew guys,
and just for all the Jason Newsted shows?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Turned the bass all the way down. He was up on stage in my vest, playing those two shows. And this was pretty early on. I don't even know what year this happened. It felt like it was towards the end of my run, but I'm not real sure at this point.
Run of drugs.
It all
run
runs.
Of drinking and partying.
Yeah, it all runs together. So I couldn't tell you dates. You have to contact my ex-wife for all that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she kept incredible notes. She's got a hell of a memory.
And for the record, Chris has an insanely good relationship with his ex-wife.
Yeah, she's my best friend. We managed to, because of sobriety and Step 9 and all that stuff, we've mended that relationship. There's still a couple of issues here and there, but overall, it's nice to have that friendship, despite the fact that the marriage didn't work, mostly because of things that I was doing at that point, and damage that I created. And I can willingly accept that now. We were able to move past that and make amends and regain that friendship. So
I'll introduce you guys when we're together, when it's the three of us, you and the ex. And I'll go, hey, this is Chris. And this is his ex-wife. I'm like, what? And I go, but they're best friends. And everyone goes, wait, what? Like, it's a weird, it's not something you see often.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because if I say, hey, this is my ex-wife, Natalie, then everybody's like, what the hell is going on? Like, what? And then if I'm like, this is my friend, Natalie.
My best friend.
She's like, friend. Like,
right. Oh,
I'm like, I don't know what to call it anymore. It's all weird.
Yeah. Natalie's great, man.
I missed that show. Had another show. I can't remember if it's the day after or the next day, but I also missed that show because I was still, my heart rate was so elevated. It was terrible. And this is the part I was talking about. I went to the hospital both nights. I think the second night they were running a bunch of like heart tests and like all different types of stuff. I'm like,
you're in the hospital for a couple days?
No, I went to the emergency room, was in there to get released the first night, went back to the emergency room the following night, whatever night that was, that I was still dealing with all the issues.
What city did this take place in?
I can't remember, like North Dakota or South Dakota.
That is the coolest thing about Rockstars.
Like Wyoming,
major
Montana.
traumatic events you don't even remember where.
No, it's all the same.
Yeah.
But I was in the hospital, got the heart tests and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, I have messed myself up. I was like, I've gone too far. This is going to be permanent damage. Something is wrong. The doctor walks in, puts the visual up on the screens, like, no, everything's perfect. You're like, everything's flowing.
And you're a drug addict.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah,
keep partying.
I can still keep going. Yep. And I did for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a nightmare.
That was the worst news I could get. I anticipated getting the worst news, but really got the worst news when nothing was wrong.
Before I got into recovery, I can remember doing coke and feeling like starting to get out of control. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I would just sit there and just wait, and it would calm down a little bit. And I'd be like, all right. And I snorted the line, which is the dumbest. It is amazing how stupid we are.
Oh yeah. I don't know if this happened to you, but I remember about 3 times where I would be sleeping and all of a sudden just wake up from a dead sleep like,
Whoa, you told me that before. I've never had that.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. Like 3 different times. So yeah, I was definitely flirting with transferring energy to the next realm.
I always wanted to ask you this. Do you remember why you started doing drugs? Like, do you remember a moment? Like, what was the first drug you did? I mean, was it weed? Like, for most of us, it's like alcohol and weed.
Alcohol and weed, yeah. That was the 2. I never really liked weed. It always just made me sleepy. I had no energy. I was always like an upper guy. I mean, it even started with me. I went back actually when I was in rehab and wanted to like look at where the need for that elevation had come from. I mean, I listened to heavy metal. I trained Muay Thai, lift weights, jumping out of airplanes, drive my car way too fast, ride motorcycles. So I've always liked.
I'm laughing because it just reminded me of like the first time you said lift weights, metal. First time I ever lifted weights was the first time I ever heard Slayer. Was the first time I ever did meth.
No way.
Yeah. A buddy of mine,
it's a hell of a pre-workout.
Yeah, a buddy of mine in high school, super intense guy. Everybody knew like, well, that guy's jacked up on something. He was like, dude, man, we used to smoke weed, and smoking weed, he'd be really intense. Like, dude, you got a good build, man. You ever work out? And I go, no. He goes, dude, come to my house today, man. We'll work out together. And I go, all right, cool, man. Yeah, whatever. Like, I mean, he's just such a strong type A personality.
Yeah.
I just followed him, and I got off at his stop on the school bus stop, and he went to his house, and he's got a workout stuff in his garage, and he's like, yeah, dude, we'll do this. You ever do meth? And I go, meth? And he goes, dude, it's like coke, it's just better. And I go, really? And he goes, yeah, dude. He goes, dude, check it out. And I go, oh, all right. And he goes, yeah, man, we're gonna do a line. And I did a line. He goes, your eyes will start, and I did a line. And I went, oh, what the fuck? And he goes, yeah, man, just wipe it off, dude. You ready to work out? Let's go, let's work out. Get down, man. We'll give you 50 pounds. I go, all right. He goes, you ever hear of Slayer? And I go, what? And he goes, Blue Dog's a Slayer, dude. This new band, they're fucking cool as shit. And it's like, heard it, And I was like, dude. And I was like, we gotta stop.
Yeah.
Turn this shit off. It was the most. By the way, my impression of Tom Murray apparently is Beaker from the Muppets. No, it's the Swedish chef. Birdie Fern!
Birdie
Birdie Fern! Birdie Fern!
Brain and blood.
First time I did meth, first time I worked out was the first time I listened to Slayer, and that was an intense experience.
Well, I made the joke that that meth is a hell of a pre-workout. I went back and was looking at, the development of how I got from, this little kid in Kentucky to a drug addict at that point, and when did the need for that burst of adrenaline come? And I look back even into like 7th grade. Highly caffeinated colas came out at that point, and I would drink.
Oh yeah, Jolt Cola.
I mean, I didn't want to say it for fear of lawsuits, but but yes, a highly caffeinated cola.
That's right.
It came out. Look at me, worried about lawsuits with 0 followers right now. But you never know.
They'll go back in 2029 and sue us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, highly caffeinated
sodas came out.
And you remember being addicted to that?
And I would drink a lot, like 3 or 4 of those things.
A day.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I loved it. And then, I enjoyed highly caffeinated drinks all across the board. And even like pre-workout. I haven't taken it in forever because of high blood pressure issues, which was incredible doing cocaine and having high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. Smart kids. Mm-hmm. Don't do what I do. And just that feeling of when you hit that pre-workout and you're like, woo,
yeah,
here we go. It all, that essentially was my gateway drug. Later on, when I started doing cocaine, I remembered the feeling that I had from doing pre-workouts and doing all the energy, the caffeinated drinks and whatnot. And, I could definitely see that seeds were planted for me way, way back then with just that simple caffeine. I mean, hell,
yeah,
this is full of coffee right now.
Was there any peer pressure at all to do it?
No, it was more when I was doing drugs and alcohol, most of it, all the bad shit that I was doing, all the questionable shit that I was doing was a result of me being in this position that I've always wanted to be in. It was turbulent. I didn't know how long things were going to last. So I wanted to make sure that I did everything that a rock star would do. Every opportunity I got a chance to do something that I had idolized others for doing back in the day. I didn't know how long this experience was going to last.
Being in a rock band, being a rock star and stuff.
Yep. So I just wanted to pack everything possible into that experience because I thought that's what being a rock star was.
And how quickly do you start to feel the pain of that?
Immediately, really. Yeah. There were, drugs and alcohol led to other questionable, decision-making.
Stuff in your butt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know you're incredibly fixated on it now. But yeah, so yeah, I just was trying to pack everything that I thought the life was supposed to be, because I didn't know how long that was going to last. I was going to take full advantage of it while I had the time to do so.
Did you, in lieu of having a real rock star moment, did you compromise with women like, it's a rock star moment, let's do it?
Yes. Yeah. I've definitely done. Yeah.
A musician friend of ours who is in a very, very, very famous band. I remember referenced being on the girls on the road as he's like, we're not talking about the A team.
Oh no.
And I was like, wow,
yeah, what
an incredible confession. Mm-hmm. That it was like, well, I am a rock star, so I can if I want. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I remember actually having the opportunity to have a threesome once. And it was not.
I remember those two dudes.
Yeah, it wasn't an ideal pairing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I thought
it never is.
that's what I was told.
Yeah.
Anyone who I've talked to who's had that moment, they're like, yeah, it's never. But it counts. Mm-hmm. It's technically a threesome.
Yeah.
So, but it's not a perfect threesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just 3 dudes going skiing.
Yeah. Dude, I wanted to ask you about a video I've been wanting to show you.
Yes, I'm excited about this.
This is a video of, talking about being on the road. There's a lot of comedy on the road out there. And I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is when we started talking about getting together a year ago. We started talking about just having fun, shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I started banking ideas for stuff to show you
Okay.
that I kept from our personal lives,
Yeah.
from our personal
nice.
conversations. I'm like, I'm going to save these things
Mhm.
to show you on this podcast so I can get your reaction.
And I like
So-
that the very first thing that you're showing me, I saw the title right there. Just the first word, horsecock.
Yeah, horsecock.
Yeah.
Dude.
I like that inspired you to think of me, Craig.
No, I got to give credit to Howard. I was sitting in on Howard Stern when this first popped up, and Howard said, "Hey, have you guys heard about this video?" And he started playing this video, and I don't know who researched it and gave it to Howard, but it's a hardcore band called
Like Hate 6, I think it was.
Hate. Well, I think
Hate 5, 6.
you know what? I think they're called Red something. Red Wave. Red Wave. I don't know what Hate 6 might be the person who posted the video.
Okay, got it.
But it's a band called Red Wave, and someone released this video of this guy giving a speech. And you know what? It's one of those things, man. Things that bring you into the world, that give you anger and hostility. You know, we have our own crosses to bear. We have our own things that we're just like, man, fuck this. It's the kind of anger that leads towards this heavy, heavy music that's an outlet for us.
Yep.
And this guy's just sharing his story.
All right.
He's given his speech about what has led him here. And this is his motivational speech leading up to the next big song.
Roll the clip.
When I was 15 years old,
Oof.
I started my first fucking job. Like many of you motherfuckers probably did too. Except mine was a little more fucked up. I worked at something called a horse insemination plant. Every goddamn day.
Guy's nodding,
it
just
would
waiting
get
for
up
the
in
next song.
morning, And I'd go to this fucking barn. And I'd have to walk down a line with a horse on either goddamn side of me. These horses
Sure.
fully erect. And I had to grasp in each hand a throbbing horse cock,
That guitarist does not want to be there.
rub it until completion,
He's like,
and collect it in a fucking jar. This motherfucker who owned this place was selling this shit for $1 million a fucking gallon, and I was getting paid $4 a goddamn hour.
welcome to the music business.
There are 3 motherfucking people in this goddamn world. 3. There's the man who owns the horse and gets the money. There's the man who has the money and gets the horse. And there's us, me, you. We jack off the fucking horses and we do nothing. We're not.
Here's my favorite thing. I remember that what were we going to say?
I love a good hardcore breakdown.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite hardcore breakdowns I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Respect. There's a guy in the audience. Wait, push play. And
Look at that girl's face right there.
15 years old.
when he starts talking about what he used to do when he was 15, jacking off
Started my
horses,
first fucking
I could
job.
swear there's a guy in the background that starts
Like
laughing.
many of you motherfuckers probably did too.
Hold on. There's one guy that's
Except I
just
was a little more
really
fucked
in the
up.
moment where everybody else is just like, I'm at a show, we're
I worked
rocking.
at something called a horse insemination plant.
But there's one guy that's like, what did you say? That guy.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes,
in the
no, I-
plaid.
Get up in the morning and go to this fucking barn. And I'd have to walk down a line with a horse on either goddamn side.
Where are you going with this,
These
dude?
horses.
Are they playing my favorite song or what?
Yep.
I had to grasp in each hand a throbbing horse cock.
Did he need to go with throbbing?
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, he was really focused on this experience.
Good point.
This motherfucker who owned this place was selling this shit for $1 million a fucking gallon,
Yeah, that's his
and I was
his
getting
gig.
paid $4 a goddamn hour.
Whew, man, I
To
escaped
jack
a lot
There
of
are
terrible
3
jobs back in
motherfucking
Kentucky.
people in this
Yeah.
goddamn world. 3. There's the man who owns the horse. And gets
Oh, you can see the guy laughing.
The big tall guy.
Yeah.
who has the money.
All of them. They're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And there's us, me, you.
He said, come on, can I jump yet? Can I jump?
Yes,
Yes, he's done. I can jump. Cardio.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so good. I love that as he's getting into the end of the speech, like there's me, you, we jack off the horses, and the guy's like, yeah, let's just go, let's go. Like, are you not listening to this fucking speech?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love speeches like that.
Oh, I feel inspired. Thank you, Craig.
Dude, there's been times when I've gone to shows. I mean, I just did a show with Pantera. I opening for them that weekend that we hung out in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I caused all that chaos when I opened for Pantera in Minnesota. Love those guys.
When they were recording their live album, you mean?
I said they were recording their live album, and then that led to a lot of articles being written.
Yep.
And started out anonymous, so I was able to comment on the pages myself, like, yeah, fuck that comedian. Or fuck because I said I was the employee. I said I'm an employee for Pantera.
Uh-huh.
But I do remember seeing Pantera once in Massachusetts. Used to be called Great Woods. I don't know what it's called now. Outdoor amphitheater there. It was Pantera was the main support act for Ozzy on the Ozfest tour. And I remember Phil Anselmo saying, hey, check it out. You tell your friends who fucking missed out on Ozfest. You say, hey, you missed out. And he realized he just repeated himself. And he goes, and you're stupid. I was in the fifth row.
Mm-hmm.
I saw 4 rows of people in front of me go, like people were looking at each other. And I was like, all right, Phil's just.
He had some incredible rants on stage. I just they were long and lengthy. And I was the mouthy kid out in the crowd. Shut up and play.
No shit.
Oh, yeah. I was like, my God. Yeah. One of the greatest frontmen ever. A big reason I do what I do, playing the music that I play, and singing and doing backup vocals a lot based on hearing Phil from Pantera back in the day and thinking I could do that, and it's turned out okay for me. But yeah, one time this is my Phil Anselmo moment. Yeah. He's so damn funny. We had stayed, I think it was Rock on the Range, and Phil was playing with one of his side projects back then. And we'd played the night before, and we're still there the next day because I wanted to see Phil. I wanted to see the Sword. There's a bunch of different bands that I wanted to see that day. Okay. We had the day off. So he come by in his golf cart on his way to the stage, and he's like, hey, fellas.
It's a good film.
Y'all play today? I'm like, no, we played yesterday. And immediately he goes, now you know, yesterday don't mean shit. I was like, I see what you did, Phil. I see what you did there. So yeah, that dude, funny fella.
He is, dude. The guy's got one-liners. The guy's got a good sense of humor, man. I mean, dude, he let me open for, like, it was a group decision. Like, hey, we got this comedian. I'm friends with Rex. Rex is the one that said, hey, man, let's get this guy to open the show. It'll be a fun way to do it. I gave him like a 1-sentence explanation of how I was going to open for him. And he said, I love it. I didn't even get to the part of, like, I said, well, this is the way I opened for Metallica. I went on stage and I said, good evening. My name's Craig. I'm the band's tour manager. And everyone, yeah. And he goes, oh, I love it. Listen. And I go, all right, well, there's more to it, but all right. So they let me open for him. And then, all the problems ensued after that.
Yep. Your first and last time.
Yep. And Phil thought it was hilarious. And Phil told me, oh my God, Phil told me a story after they did that show with Metallica the next night that there was a moment. I would love to know more about this. I asked him if Pantera had ever become friendly with any comedians over the years, from the beginning of when they started in Texas to now. Mm-hmm. And he said, no, but I remember being at an airport, and it was me and Dime, and Don Rickles happened to be at the airport. We hung out with him for an hour, and I was like, what was that conversation?
Oh,
like?
yeah.
Don Rickles with Dime and Phil. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, dude. But
if anyone has seen the vulgar videos, just the amount of pranks and craziness back then. Oh my God.
With my buddy Big Val, who was their security guy, who I knew Big Val from the time I was like 13, 14 years old. Big Val was the head of security for all the concerts I go to, like all the yellow shirt guys in the pit. Mm-hmm. He ran and I went to every concert. I would go to Slayer. I'd go to Journey. I would go to Dio. I'd go to ZZ Top. And I loved going to concerts, period. Mm-hmm. And Val was the guy who ran the security. And I was so obsessed with music that I would hang out after the shows. And I realized if you wait long enough, usually about midnight, I shouldn't be saying this enough. public forum, but you realize that after midnight,
Weedy clicks.
yeah, after midnight, they let the staff go and they just leave a skeleton for the security.
Yeah.
And they just leave a skeleton crew behind. And so you could just, if you wait till midnight, go right back into the backstage area. And again,
not so much these days.
yeah. So I'd go back into the backstage area, and I wasn't trying to meet the band. I was trying to meet people who worked for the band.
Yeah.
And just be like, what do you do? Like, how do you get this job? And Big Val would always see me back then and go, hey, what are you doing back here, man? Dude, get the fuck, what do you got? You got a pass? I'm like, no, you go, get the fuck out of here. And I just did it every concert. And then finally, I couldn't believe it. I broke him. After a couple of years of that, he said, he goes, you got a pass on you? And I'm like, oh, no, someone's supposed to. And he goes, just don't get me in trouble, okay?
Nice.
And I said, yeah, dude, because he could see I wasn't trying to get autographs. I wasn't trying to get pictures of people. I was really just trying to like talk to people.
Yeah.
I wasn't causing any problems. And so for the next few years, every time I saw him, he was like, what kind of trouble are you getting into? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. And then one night I started managing local bands in Arizona, and I was at a Kinko's and I was making flyers for some bands I was managing. Big Val came in and he goes, what kind of trouble are you getting in here? And I go, what are you doing here? And he goes, I'm making copies of my resume. I'm going to send it to Doc McGee. I'm going to try to get a job touring with bands. And Doc McGee at the time was the biggest Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Scorpions. And Val said, yeah, I'm going to send it out to them. And I said, do you know Doc McGee? And he goes, never met him before. And I went, good luck.
Oh, yeah. Because you had.
Yeah. And a few months later, I'm in Canada at a Skid Row Pantera show.
Yep.
Big Val's on stage.
Nice.
And he got a job doing Skid Row. Then he started working for Pantera. And then he was with Pantera for like 15 years. And he was in all those music videos. And all those years later, I get my first tour opening for Alice in Chains. Was my first big tour that I got. And I, first day of the tour was in Milwaukee at that really creepy place called The Rave.
Oh, love that spot.
Oh
Love
my
it.
God, that place is fucking haunted.
The home of Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer used to live in the neighborhood down the street from there.
Yep. He would, there's a hotel right down the street. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I mean, it's within sight of the venue, and he would hang out there recruiting his victims and take them back and have dinner with them, so to speak.
There's a I took a picture of a sign down the street at the McDonald's. Did I tell you about that? At the
McDonald's. I love this one.
At the McDonald's, there's a McDonald's down the street from the Rave, which is the neighborhood where Jeffrey Dahmer lived. There's a sign that says no in big letters: skateboarding, soliciting, trespassing, stalking. It actually says no stalking on the sign. Yeah. But yeah, that's that neighborhood in Milwaukee for you. But
it's great vibe for heavy metal, despite all that.
It's a great vibe. No question. It's a great vibe for heavy metal. And they have Metal Fest there. I think
the Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Metal Fest happens at the Rave.
So, shout out Jamie Justa.
So Jamie does book the whole thing?
But he was just talking about the resurgence. Actually, it was Jack Kosick back in the day.
Okay.
Only reason I know that is because I was in bands in Kentucky trying to get my foot in the door. And every year I'd submit my demo, trying to get on the Milwaukee Metal Fest. So,
oh, shit.
Jack, thank you for inspiring me to bigger and better things. Appreciate you, buddy.
Well, that first night at the Rave is my first night of the tour for Alice in Chains. And I had a dressing room with catering in it, which felt weird. Like, I don't have to.
All the cold cuts you can eat, man.
Dude, I wasn't stealing ham. Like, I was actually the ham was for me. Usually I'll like walk into catering and I'll be like, I don't think anyone's gonna notice this ham. Like, just like fold it up and get a couple bites.
Yep.
And it was actually for me. Door opens up and I hear, got a trouble you get in here. And I turn around. I go, dude, Val, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm head of security for the tour. So I guess I'm looking after you too now.
Nice.
Like, no way.
Full circle.
Oh, full circle. Like 25 years later, that was the coolest thing, man. But man, that guy, rest in peace to Big Val, man. He was a good dude. But on stage speeches, probably Paul Stanley is the best of all, man.
100%. Have you heard like clips on YouTube? There's one that's like an hour long of just all his stage stuff. Oh, it's so great.
One of my favorites was, and I have it recorded somewhere. If you go back and watch Def Leppard Kiss tour, you can watch a stage speech right before the song, and you'll find this because he did this every night. I saw this 3 times, and I filmed it the 3rd time. At the end of a song, Paul Stanley would go, all right, people, now listen. You know, when you turn on the news today, It's bad news. Turn on your TV. It's bad news. Open up the newspaper. It's bad news. This is Lick It Up. What the fuck? And then go right in. And that was his stage speech every night before that song.
Yeah.
Was that there's a lot of bad news out there. Let's lick it up. It made no fucking sense at all.
Yeah.
You're home for a while, right? You got any gigs coming up?
This will have aired by the time we do it, but we actually put together a stand-up comedy show here in Las Vegas. That's coming up December 3rd, December 10th, and December 17th at Cornish Pasty. So Wise Guys, which is the club that I like going to quite a bit here in town, comedy club, they have stopped doing Tuesday night open mics. So my girlfriend Melissa saw the need for another night of comedy.
For comics to be able to get on stage.
Yeah. So yeah, she's bartender at Able Baker, very connected into all the service industry out here, knows everybody, and immediately went to Cornish Pasty. They've got a really cool lounge in the back that's probably 80, 90 capacity probably. And she's handpicked our favorite comics here locally. We have Todd Royce coming out to do a headlining set.
Funny.
Todd has been on Kill Tony. He's a golden ticket winner on Kill Tony. And we're doing like a 3 minutes for, I think, 9 comics from what I remember, with 3 features. So she's going to be hosting. I'm going to be the feature in the middle. I'll probably do 8 minutes, 8 to 10.
Okay.
And then a headliner. So Todd Royce is the headliner on the first night. So got that coming up. Continue doing the podcast here. And I'm actually driving after we get out of here. I'm going down to Phoenix, Arizona to go see Zoltan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's a comedian. Kazkas? Hungarian dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently everybody from Hungary is named Zoltan.
Is it the guy from Kill Tony?
Zoltan? I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but stand-up comedian. Great dude. I know he's come out to our shows before, and I'm a fan of his. So with the time off, and it being Thanksgiving, what's today? Today's Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't even know.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Driving down to Arizona to go catch comedy because I love the art and just love road trips and heading down there and doing that. And then, going through the holiday season and continuing to write music, both for myself, for, various stuff, and collectively working on the Death Punch stuff right now as well. And we just announced April 5th as our first show back in Arizona for Arizona Bike Week. So, yeah.
That's just going to be a one-off, right?
I don't know what the plan is. I play bass. So I'm just, they should tell me where to show up, and I show up and blow up.
Because I know we were talking about doing a show the night before Sick New World. So.
Yes.
But you said that should be open though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It's 100% open because I called management to make sure. So, what is Sick New World?
April's like late April or something.
Yeah. I think it's the following week, maybe after we do
the Phoenix show.
Yeah. The Bike Week show. So
when you keep telling people like, hey man, this is where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be at this open mic. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be there. And people show up. How often do you have to get some distance from people?
Not that often, honestly. Yeah.
What are the standouts of people who you got to get some distance from?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, they're very respectful when it's out there one-on-one doing the comedy stuff.
One thing I got to say about, I was in Auckland, New Zealand 2 weeks ago. They got a couple of famous people that live there. The fighter style bender, is that his name?
Israel Adesanya.
Israel. I met Israel when I was in New Zealand last year doing shows with Russell Peters. And Israel came to the show. Super cool. And everyone was telling me like, yeah, man, Israel will just out on the street. Like people were just like, what's up, Israel? Like I kept hearing from everybody that Jason Momoa and Israel both live in Auckland, but people are really cool and just wave to them and stuff. And then I did a show in Auckland where some of the guys from Pearl Jam and Pixies came out to my show. And when they have concerts in New Zealand, everyone is stoked about it. Like people go to the shows because, oh my God, it's a concert. You got to go. Yeah. You might not even be the biggest Pearl Jam fan in the world, but it's like, dude, it's a concert. Yeah. You got to go to a concert. And people at my show saw the guys walking in and out. And they were like, hey, great show. And that was it. Yeah. Nobody bothered them. It's like a culture thing in New Zealand that people would tell me about. And I saw it firsthand. It was a trip. Yeah. But I just know that it's not like that everywhere. So, and that people will, invade your space.
There's always the one. It's never a girl either. It's always the one dude, you know?
That's so funny.
Actually, no, I can't say that. There's been weirdos that have been female out there as well. So, but I'm in a very blessed position where I show up and people are happy. I've worked jobs where that has not been the case.
You did just trigger me because you made me think about on at least 2 occasions over the years doing stand-up. After a show, I'll see a very beautiful woman that will walk by and just look at me and smile, and I'll go, oh my God. And right in between us is some dude, I love you, dude. Let me just tell you, man, I got a story.
Mhm.
I got a story. Let me just tell you. And I'm like, yeah, I got, what's the story, man? And the girl's like, I probably just,
Yep.
okay, I'll just go. And I'm like, oh my God.
Let me talk to you. Tell me your story, man.
That was my wife walking away.
He probably saved you, honestly.
Maybe. Well, I don't know when this is coming out, but I'll be in Flint, Michigan at the machine shop, the legendary machine shop in Flint, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you're going to get that obligatory rock picture in the middle of the hallway with all the photos around you and do a little.
Is that what I don't know. I've never been there.
Oh, yeah. Just
they have
go
a cool.
Pull up any band that's played the machine shop.
And they always.
Yeah, always in that hallway.
I'm excited to do it because I've been hearing about it for years. And it's the only rock club that people have said to me, like, oh man, you should go to Flint and perform at the machine shop. And I'm like, at a rock club?
Yeah,
like, dude, it's the best rock club in the country.
I've heard the water's really good there too. So make sure you drink. You just got over your sickness. That'll kick the rest of it out of you.
Theater shows the beginning of the year in Boise, Eugene, where I first met you, Eugene, Oregon, and then Hawaii, and then all kinds of stuff coming up. But Beardo and Weirdo, that is it, man. Another fun hang, dude.
Woo!
I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Salut.